Latter-day Saint settlement, 1847. Following the death of Joseph Smith in 1844, Brigham Young, as president of the Quorum of the 12, became the leader of the LDS Church in Nauvoo, Illinois. To address the growing conflicts between his people and their neighbors, Young agreed with Illinois Governor Thomas Ford in October 1845 that the Mormons would leave by the following year. Young and the first group of Mormon pioneers reached the Salt Lake Valley on July 24, 1847. Over the next 22 years, more than 70,000 pioneers crossed the plains and settled in Utah. For the first few years, Brigham Young and the thousands of early settlers of Salt Lake City struggled to survive. The arid desert land was deemed desirable by the Mormons as a place where they could practice their religion without harassment. Settlers buried 36 Native Americans in one grave after an outbreak of measles occurred during the winter of 1847. The first group of settlers brought 3 African slaves with them, making Utah the only place in the western United States to have African slavery. The 3 slaves, Green Flake, Harkley, and Oscar Crosby, came west with the first group of settlers in 1847. Utah was a Mexican territory when the first pioneers arrived in 1847. Early in the Mexican-American War in late 1846, the United States had taken control of New Mexico and California. The entire Southwest became U.S. territory upon the signing of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, February 2, 1848. The treaty was ratified by the United States Senate on March 11th. Learning that California and New Mexico were applying for statehood, the settlers of the Utah area, originally having planned to petition for territorial status, applied for statehood with an ambitious plan for a state of Deseret. The Mormon settlements provided pioneers for other settlements in the West. Salt Lake City became the hub of a far-flung commonwealth of Mormon settlements. With new church converts coming from the East and around the world, church leaders often assigned groups of church members as missionaries to establish other settlements throughout the West. They developed irrigation to support fairly large pioneer populations along Utah's Wasatch Front, Salt Lake City, Bountiful and Weber Valley, and Provo and Utah Valley. Throughout the remainder of the 19th century, Mormon pioneers established hundreds of other settlements in Utah, Idaho, Nevada, Arizona, Wyoming, California, Canada, and Mexico, including in Las Vegas, Nevada, Franklin, Idaho, the first European settlement in Idaho, San Bernardino, California, Mesa, Arizona, Star Valley, Wyoming, and Carson Valley, Nevada. Prominent settlements in Utah included St. George, Logan, and Manti, where settlers completed the LDS Church's first 3 temples in Utah. Each started after but finished many years before the larger and better-known temple built in Salt Lake City was completed in 1893, as well as Parowan, Cedar City, Bluff, Moab, Vernal, Fillmore, which served as the territorial capital between 1850 and 1856, Nephi, Levon, Spanish Fork, Springville, Provo Bench, now Orem, Pleasant Grove, American Fork, Lehigh, Sandy, Murray, Jordan, Centerville, Farmington, Huntsville, Kaysville, Grantsville, Tooele, Roy, Brigham City, and many other smaller towns and settlements. Young had an expansionist view of the territory that he and the Mormon pioneers were settling, calling it Deseret, which according to the Book of Mormon was an ancient word for honeybee. This is symbolized by the beehive on the Utah flag and the state's motto, Industry. Thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe if you enjoyed.